minutes late. It's my dad's 84th birthday today, or it would have been. I've been going through lots of pictures, and I'm going to have something fun posted later. But anyway, I want to, first things first, I'm Jennifer, your friendly and sometimes silly trauma recovery coach. And today I want to talk about boundaries and give you some real specific tips on how to set them in different areas of your life. And so let's get to it. So the first thing we need to do is just understand why we need to set boundaries. It'll make you feel safe while you're recovering from trauma. It'll give you consistency so that you can have the time to heal. And because you're having to find new ways to do things now, so this gives you some consistency. You know, this is where you stand on issues and what you will and will not put up with. So, and they don't have to, it doesn't always have to be bad or anything. But first you need to identify those people in your life who are going to be your boundary busters. And sometimes you'll hear them being talked about as toxic relationships, things like that. But in this case, the people that you know are just going to not listen to you. And so go back and think of those people. A lot of times there are people that were in or are in a place of authority with you. They don't feel like they had to. That's probably kind of unhealthy, but they're there. So you kind of need to have those in mind while you're talking about that and going through it. So we've already talked about writing them down, getting it all ready and stuff like that. So the first one, which can be probably the most difficult for people, is setting boundaries with your family. Okay. So let's talk about that for a second. Like I said, you might have to write it down. You may have to even bring your family together. Now, rest assured, this is something that's happened after trauma, so your family probably knows about it, things like that. And they've already got their feelings fixed usually on that, so keep that in mind too. So you're probably going to have to be firm. That's the biggest thing. Not angry, firm. If you feel yourself getting angry, guess what? You get to remove yourself. You do not have to stay there. This is all on your terms right now. This is a time that you get to technically be selfish because you're trying to heal. Just like if you were physically hurt and you were having to heal, you get to take that time for yourself. This is the same thing. So if you need to, write it all down. If you need to, either individually or as a group with your family, you may even have to write it down and read it out loud for yourself. Because all of this is about you feeling safe. You may need to know how to say no. I know that's a hard one, guys, especially after you've been through something, especially with those that aren't going to respect your boundaries. You just have to say no sometimes, and you will sometimes have to stand up and remove yourself from the situation. And let's say you're trying to speak your boundaries and they keep interrupting you. You may have to just, once again, very firmly, okay? And this is something we'll talk about again later, but I'm just talking about for right now. Very firmly let them know that you have to stop talking and let me talk first. And then we'll get there. So and let them know what the consequences are. Most of the time you just have to remove yourself is what most of the consequences are going to be, but let them know. Now the next one is a little bit easier because it's your family, I mean your friends. Those, and they already kind of know what you like, what you don't like. But let's say in the case of trauma, again, is what we're talking about. Let them know there may be situations that you won't be comfortable in. And just be very clear, and also let them know that you're not being mean, and you just need a time to heal, and they're usually more than glad to do that for you. Okay, so that one is just not this hard. Now, my family, I could put them in that friend's situation on that thing. When I got divorced and it was not amicable at all, I made sure that they knew that they were never to speak ill of my kid's dad. And they did it. Oh, they were great. Sometimes I had to leave the room, but they did it. And if you are fortunate to have that, definitely take advantage of that. Not take advantage, but definitely use that as your healing. And your friends will probably be more in that camp too. Now, let's talk about setting boundaries with your coworkers. You will let them know, especially in a traumatic event, and a lot of times you can also use this if people are taking advantage of you. Let them know what you will and will not put up with, and let them know that there would be times that you will have to say no. And usually if you're in a better work environment, that will work out okay. But anyway, let's see. You don't have to, oh, it's the coworkers. Don't, let me see, I'm getting out of my way here. Don't share too much, and don't, like they call it, don't overshare, and don't over listen to them either. You know what you need. You've already gone through all the steps to get there. Okay, you're just letting them know where you might have some issues. So I hope this helps, and we'll keep going more into this in depth later, throughout the times. But I hope this helps you when you're setting boundaries. And I will talk to you tomorrow, and have a great day.